So, you want to know more about online business strategy, or perhaps improve your current strategy. In this lesson, we'll explore how creating an online business strategy can have a positive impact, what a good strategy looks like, and common things you can implement to achieve your business goals. An online business strategy helps get all the ideas out of your head and into a usable format. This can help define objectives to work towards and increase your clarity and focus. Imagine you've set a new fitness goal to become more flexible. Now, going for a 10-mile run may be great for your cardio, but it won't help you achieve that bendy yoga position you've got your eye on. In order to do that, you'll base your workout around key areas that will help you achieve your goal, in this case becoming more flexible. Running may be part of it, but stretching is more likely to help you succeed. Likewise, identifying actions tailored to your goals will provide you with a better understanding of how to meet your business needs. So where do you start? The first step is to clearly define your goals. Perhaps you'd like to increase sales by 20%, or identify 100 potential customers. Setting
customer base, but
if customer service is what sets next up, is articulating what your business stands for. This can be that bendy yoga position you've got your eye on. In order to do that, you'll base your workout around key areas that will help you achieve your goal, in this case becoming more flexible. Running may be part of it, but stretching is more likely to help you succeed. Likewise, identifying actions tailored to your goals will provide you with a better understanding of how to meet your business needs. So where do you start? The first step is to clearly define your goals. Perhaps you'd like to increase sales by 20%, or identify 100 potential customers. Setting goals will provide you with direction and a clear path to follow. Next up is articulating what your business stands for. This can be represented by a simple sentence, generally referred to as a mission statement. For example, this might be to inspire healthier communities, or to provide fun spaces for everyday fitness. You also need to identify your unique selling point, or USP. This is what makes you stand out from your competition online. Find out what makes you different by looking at businesses doing similar things and work out what sets you apart. For example, if customer service is what sets you apart from your competition, this is your unique selling point. Understanding what you want to achieve can help you make the right decisions at the right time. Here are some typical goals and the strategies that can be used to address them. Increase sales. If your goal is to improve online sales, driving more traffic to your website can help. There are many ways to achieve this, from paid advertising to content marketing. Next up, increase awareness of the business or brand. Social media is a popular way to increase brand awareness to both new and existing customers. It provides a platform to express your values, personality, and engage with your audience. Finally, grow your email marketing list. To encourage customers to sign up to email marketing, try clearly communicating what your audience can expect to receive, whether it's exclusive content or member-only updates. So, how do these benefits stack up in real life? Let's take a look at a real-life business that used a strategy to maximize their impact online.
My name is Rachel and I'm from Rachel's Kitchen, and we are an online cupcake delivery company. So our unique selling point is that we offer next day delivery across the country for orders placed by 4 p.m. When I first started the business, we were a purely e-commerce company. A couple of years later, I decided to open up some physical shops to increase brand awareness locally. I discovered along the way that really all our customers are online customers. We can deliver across the nation, therefore we're not limited to the proximity of our physical shops. It was quite important we made that shift back to purely e-commerce. It quickly became apparent that corporate clients, so things like logo or branded cupcakes, were a really key, important part of our business. Therefore, we created a bespoke corporate landing page to better service those customers. We're no longer limited to our local customer base, but customers that are all over the country.
If this lesson has got you thinking about your own online business strategy, be sure to explore the additional resources at the end of this topic to learn more.
In this lesson, we will look at the differences between online and offline customer behaviours. We'll also cover how audience segmentation can help you choose where to focus your digital efforts when moving online. So what are the key differences between a customer in a physical shop and a customer online? Imagine you just set a personal goal to improve your fitness and now need new running shoes. In the offline world, your journey might go a bit like this. You visit the local shopping centre, going from shop to shop. Ultimately, you make a decision based on price, quality, returns policy, friendliness of staff and stock availability. You process all that information, head back to the store with the shoes you liked best and make the purchase. When it comes to online purchasing, you're likely to engage in 4 distinct stages throughout your online shopping journey. These principles are described in the See, Think, Do, Care framework and offer a useful way to identify where a business should invest effort in connecting with customers. Let's take a look at our shoe shopping example while highlighting these 4 stages. In the See stage, you notice that some of your friends have taken up running and are posting maps of their favourite routes on their social media accounts. This inspires you to start running yourself. In the Think stage, you get your phone and type, "What are the best running shoes for beginners?" This introduces you to a whole lot of online content, from blog articles to targeted ads, giving you more factors to base your decision on. Eventually, you make your purchase, which makes up the Do stage, and perhaps post a photo on social media. This last step of sharing your purchase is part of the Care stage. Keep in mind that customers don't necessarily experience all 4 stages every time. Your individual journey might begin at the Think stage or end at the Do stage. Now, let's combine offline and online activities together. Imagine you are in the sports shop, having just tried on the new running shoes. You get out your phone and search for them online, perhaps checking if they're cheaper elsewhere. The chances are you might buy online after visiting a physical store, an approach called showrooming. Understanding the differences and similarities between online and offline shopping can help you create a more balanced online customer experience. So how can you identify where to focus your efforts online? To choose the right channels, find out who you're talking to, when you should talk to them, and what you should talk about. This is called audience segmentation. You can segment customers in many ways, from basic demographics like age and gender to specific interests. For example, segmenting customers by location may benefit an e-commerce store if certain products are only available to ship to specific areas. Segmentation can also help with your online advertising, as most channels allow you to target paid advertising to specific audiences based on information like what an audience likes or dislikes. You can also make your ads appear only to people within a certain radius of your shop or business, which can be handy when offering promotions to local shoppers. To wrap up, when it comes to taking a business online, think about the customers and put yourself in their shoes. Which channels do they use most? And how do you engage differently with them online and offline? In this lesson, we will look at the differences between online and offline customer behaviours. Customers are the key to success, which is why understanding and nurturing them is so important. In this lesson, we'll look at the importance of customer touchpoints, how to use them to map the journey customers take online, as well as how improving the customer experience can help you achieve your goals. So, how can you make a customer's experience better? Let's start by explaining customer touchpoints and why they're important. A touchpoint is any stage when a customer, or potential customer, comes into contact with a business. Touchpoints are used a lot in offline business, particularly in retail. They can be receipts, bags, signage, customer service counters, and many other points along the way. Online, they can be a valuable way for businesses to build brand loyalty and trust. When a customer encounters a touchpoint multiple times, such as online ads, this provides consistent value and creates ongoing positive associations with a brand. While people don't all look and think the same, the way they buy things and the touchpoints they interact with have many similarities. To understand online user behaviour, you need to establish what those touchpoints are and where they take place. To identify them, try mapping the journey a customer takes. Once you know the steps they take to get to you, you can plan how to impress them at every stage. Imagine a marathon. Once you know the route, you can plan in strategic points to rest, drink, or top up your energy levels. The purchase journey is the same. Knowing the route gives you an understanding of exactly how you need to strategize your online approach. Because there are so many potential interaction points, figuring out the journey may seem overwhelming at first. To make it easier, try putting yourself in the customer's shoes. Ask yourself, where do I go when I need answers? Where do I normally spot new brands or businesses? What helps me make a purchase decision? And do I see a brand again after I've made the purchase? Another option is to ask customers directly about the route they took to find you. A simple face-to-face or online survey can break this journey down step by step, making it clearer and easier to visualize. Once you understand the route a customer takes, it's all about making sure the relevant touchpoints chosen are effective in drawing people in. If you have a website, does it tell a potential customer what they want to know, whilst keeping existing customers interested? The more value a site has to someone, the more likely it is they will want to return to it. Social media is another great tool to develop touchpoints and can help give a business character and a personal feel. Remember, your customers are real people, so connect with them in a way that's relatable and engaging. Once your touchpoints are set up, remember to regularly review how they're performing. For example, if your product or service is suddenly becoming popular with a new audience, like teens, you may need to make adjustments to your touchpoints so that they resonate directly with that age group. To wrap up, here are some quick reminders to help you work on your own touchpoints. Think about the journey you take as a customer when you buy something and apply this information to your business scenario. If you can, talk to customers to get real-world info on the touchpoints they encounter. And finally, analyse touchpoint performance and optimise your message if required, so that the customer's needs always come first.
Healthy competition keeps us on our toes and increases our drive for success. In this lesson, we'll explore how to identify what makes a business stand out online, why you should be checking out your competitors, and what tools can help you get ahead of the game. Let's start with this question. What makes you stand out? Imagine you own a basketball gear shop. What would make your brand distinct compared to other sports shops selling basketball equipment? Maybe your shop's exterior is painted in bright red, or you have an eye-catching window display. Or perhaps you've hired someone to shoot some hoops outside to grab people's attention as they walk by. As a physical store, you need to stand out. The same is true in digital. When we identify what makes us different from the competition online, we call that our unique selling point, or USP. A unique selling point is a clear statement that describes the benefits you offer, how you might solve your customers' needs, and what distinguishes you from the competition. 4 key questions to ask yourself when you're defining your USP are: who is my target audience? Who are my competitors? What problems do my target audience have, and how can I solve them? Once you ask these questions, you can piece together a concise statement that incorporates the answers. Here are a few pointers to remember. Speak in a human voice. Be as natural and relatable as you can, and remember, you're trying to attract people, not robots. Shout about it. Your USP should be displayed on your website, social media, and other marketing materials. A good USP won't appeal to everyone, but that's okay. Build a USP that is tailored and speaks directly to your target audience. Other things to consider while working on your USP are your strengths and weaknesses. To do this, use a SWOT analysis, which will help ensure business decisions are well informed. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Ask yourself, what is it we're good at? These are your strengths. What can we do better? These are your weaknesses. How can we grow, change, and improve? These are your opportunities. What is happening or could happen both internally and externally that might affect us negatively? Those are the threats. While constructing your USP, it's a good idea to check what the competition is up to. When starting a competitor analysis, make sure to utilize the free tools available online. Start with search engines which can offer the most immediate answers. Simply search for your key terms and make note of who appears in the top results on search engines for your product or service. Which keywords appear on their website? That is, what words are they using in the page titles on their website? And what messaging they use on their social media. Another way to stay up to date with what competitors are doing is through signing up to alert systems. Free tools like Google Alerts show you who is talking about certain topics online, so they help you keep your finger on the pulse. Try setting up alerts for key products or services, as well as your own business and competitor names. You'll then receive notification when the terms you enter are discussed online and be able to see how your business or the business you work for compares. Let's take a look at how these tips can be applied to help you stand out online.
My name is Rachel, I'm from Rachel's Kitchen and we're an online cupcake delivery company. There are a few things that set Rachel's Kitchen apart from our competitors. One of them is that we have a menu of over 40 flavours of cupcake. We have a high level of personalisation. We deliver across the country, and even better, you can place your order by 4 p.m. and still get them the following day. We had feedback from customers that they were looking for products that were special dietary requirements, so things like dairy-free, gluten-free, and that we found that with the cupcakes that it was much more difficult to service that customer base. So we have now created a new range of products which are brownies, which lend themselves much better towards serving that customer base. It's a real strength that we now have a new product that responds to the requirements of our clients. We listened to our customers and saw an opportunity, and now it's opened up a whole new market.
So what makes you different online? Use the tips from this lesson to find out what your competition is doing, and use the SWOT analysis to identify what makes you stand out.
In this lesson, we'll cover how setting and tracking specific goals can help you understand and improve business performance. You'll also learn about key performance indicators and how these can be used to evaluate the effectiveness of processes most important to achieving your goals. Let's dive in. Key performance indicators, or KPIs, are quantifiable measurements used to focus attention on the metrics most important to meet business goals. KPIs are also useful in helping a team understand how progress will be tracked and measured. There are many ways to construct KPIs, but they should all be measurable, practical, achievable, and provide direction. So what does a KPI look like in the real world? Meet Ryan. He owns a chain of fitness centres called Fit Gym. He needs to make sure that he has enough customers to keep the business growing. To do this, Ryan wants to sign up at least 50 new members per gym a month. This would be his goal. To help achieve this goal, Ryan now needs to set KPIs that will measure the efforts his staff make towards meeting this target. Here are the KPIs Ryan has identified for his sales staff, based on actions that can help improve membership sign-up rate. The sales team should reach out to 20 prospective customers per day, respond to all online queries on social media and email within 15 minutes of receiving them during working hours, renew or upsell 8 existing gym memberships per month. Analysing results against these KPIs will accurately assess which employees meet this expected standard and identify who needs additional sales training. When you consider your business, or the business you work for, remember that a KPI can be anything that gets you closer to achieving your goal. From sales calls to posts on social media, email list sign-ups to customer satisfaction, make sure you choose the KPI that best fits your needs. So how do you know what your KPIs should be, and how do you measure them? KPIs should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. By creating KPIs this way, you can ensure they will be clear and achievable. Try creating your own KPIs and see if you can answer the following. Is this KPI specific enough? Can it be measured? Can employees attain this? How relevant is it to the wider business objective? And lastly, when is it due to be delivered or carried out? An example KPI could be to increase sales figures by 25% compared to last year. This is both specific and measurable, and reviewing your previous sales figures will allow you to determine whether or not it's attainable. Increasing sales is key for business growth, which would be an overall business objective, and comparing year on year makes it timely. Remember to evaluate both KPI results and the KPIs themselves on a regular basis and respond to the data accordingly. For example, if Ryan's sales employees are struggling to meet the 15-minute average response KPI due to the volume of inquiries, perhaps he needs to consider increasing the number of staff per shift to meet the demand. This will ensure prospective customers remain happy when their inquiries are responded to quickly, as well as ensure his staff don't burn out. When it comes to setting goals and KPIs in your own business environment, ensure that they're specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and have the forward thinking to help you achieve your long-term plan. Take some time to think about the KPIs you would set and how you could measure these to get closer to your goals.
Right on.
Hi, this is our video on website usability. That's digital speak for making it easy for visitors to find what they're looking for and accomplish what they want. We'll go over the best ways to improve usability, from providing a simple and clear navigation to the importance of consistent layout. We'll also explain how your writing can make your site more effective. Right, let's get stuck in. First, let's look at navigation, the stuff that guides visitors around your site. Good navigation means arranging your site in a way that makes sense for your visitors. Let's say you have a physical shop, like a bakery. You need to think about how your goods are grouped there. Big items, like cakes and pies, might be in one area, whilst individual treats, like croissants and cupcakes, might be in another. On your site, you can organize things in the same way, and have the main menu navigation tell visitors what they'll find in each section. It's like signs on your shop. In spite of all of this, your site might not make perfect sense to everyone. That's why including a search box might be a good idea, especially if your site has lots of pages or products. Put the search box in the same place on every page of your site so it's easy to find, and visitors who are in a rush will always be able to find it, whatever they're looking for. One last thing to consider about navigation. When people visit any site across the web, they expect things to work a certain way. Say you're browsing a site and you want to get back to the home page. What do? You click on the logo, right? This is something visitors will expect, and it's common to nearly every website. So make sure your logo is clearly displayed on every page, and that a click on it will take them home. Right, that's navigation sorted. Now let's talk about the style and the way your site looks and feels. Everyone has their own taste, but there are some general guidelines to follow. First, consider your page layout. It should be consistent across your site, with similar fonts, images, and other design elements. When it comes to color, you may be inclined to go bold and grab attention, but online most people are used to reading dark text over a light background. You've worked hard to create your content, so make sure your visitors' eyes don't cross when they're trying to read it. You also need to be conscious of where on the page your content ends up. Don't make people scroll down too far to see all the important stuff. Use headers and bullet lists to help them quickly scan the pages to decide if it's worth their time to stay. Write for your audience. Are they a highly technical bunch? If so, then jargon is a-okay. Otherwise, write for the everyman. Another tip: encourage visitors to take an action when visiting your site. This is called, can you guess it? A call to action, and it can help them understand what to do next. If, for example, you want them to pick up the telephone, tell them to call now. If you're hoping that they'll pay you a visit in store, point them to get directions. Or nudge them to make a purchase with a buy now. When you're creating a website, you need to make it easy to use. Give visitors a clear roadmap of your site's pages. Keep design consistent throughout. Write content that speaks to their language and give them an experience they're actually looking for.
With so many businesses operating online, standing out from the crowd is essential. Content marketing is a great way to help you attract your audience's attention. In this lesson, we'll look at why content marketing is important and how you can use it to engage with your audience. We'll also introduce some best practices to help you create your own content marketing campaigns. Content marketing is based on the creation and sharing of online material, like videos, blogs, and social media posts. It's designed to generate interest in a company's products or services by capturing people's attention. It can also help to increase sales by directing traffic to your website, boost awareness of your brand, and build trust and recognition amongst your audience. Let's journey back to the days before the web, when TV, print, and radio dominated. Two-way interaction wasn't possible between brands and customers, and audiences received advertising messages whether they wanted them or not. These days, people can pick and choose when they engage, and content marketing allows businesses to connect with their audiences like never before. Imagine you run a dog walking business and want to use content marketing to increase awareness of the company and drive more traffic to your website. To achieve this, you could publish engaging content about dogs on your website's blog and promote it across the company's social media platforms to increase readership. Great content campaigns are based on understanding who you're writing for. The more you know about your audience and share their passions, as well as their pains, the easier it will be to engage with them on a personal level. Try considering the challenges or pain points your customers face, and then tailor your content to these insights. For example, for the dog walking business, pain points for customers could include a lack of time, bad weather, or simply wanting to keep their pet happy. Next, let's cover some effective content marketing practices. The key to success is creating a content marketing campaign that accomplishes 3 things. 1. Answering your audience's questions. 2. Providing something of value. And 3. Keeping them wanting more. Here are a few best practices to keep in mind as you put together your own strategy. Take the time to get to know your audience better. Look at which accounts they follow on social media to get a sense of their likes and interests. Experiment to find the best type of content for reaching your audience, and don't be afraid to use multiple formats. Choose the right places to publish your content and make sure you're talking directly to your audience. Throw away the business speak and stock responses and prioritize natural language to interact with your audience. Make your content unique, interesting, and exciting. Use engaging headlines, eye-catching pictures, and informative language to capture your audience's attention. By keeping these pointers in mind when creating a content marketing strategy, you can boost your potential reach and strengthen your presence online.
Content marketing is an important part of our online strategy. It helps us to engage with customers, to make sure that we're kind of listening to what they want, and then also giving them ideas for how they may use our products in the future. Some of our business is quite seasonal, so Mother's Day, Valentine's Day and Christmas are obvious calendar events. We share blog articles, for example, around those calendar events. Nice pieces of value-added content that's of interest to our customer base. We then use content marketing to promote our products at other occasions. We might do an article on the idea to send cupcakes for an anniversary or to celebrate an exam success. Since we started to build our content marketing, we've absolutely seen an increase. It's self-fulfilling, so you'll get lots more traffic visits, you'll get lots more return and repeat, and also you'll get recommendation.
When starting to write your own content marketing strategy, remember the 3 keys to success mentioned earlier. Focus on answering your audience's needs, create content they'll find valuable, and keep them engaged so that they'll visit you in the future for more content. Now, try brainstorming how content marketing can be used to engage your audience online, and consider what goals it could help you achieve.
Everyone is different. So when it comes to creating online content, it's good to think about who your audience is and what they want to know. This is where audience segmentation can help. In this lesson, we'll explain what audience segmentation is and how it can be used to improve your content marketing campaigns. Segmentation involves dividing your audience into groups of who they are and what they like. Rather than spending time and money targeting a wide range of people, segmentation helps to identify the groups most interested in your product or service. The result is a more cost-effective and persuasive way to connect with potential customers. By researching your audience and segmenting them into groups, you can then create specific content that excites, entertains, and engages them. For example, imagine a new dog walking business building its content marketing strategy. The first step would be to segment potential audiences and identify who would benefit from its service. This could be busy dog owners who don't have enough time to walk their dog, or people who want to socialize their pets with other dogs. The next step would be to create content with that specific group in mind. For the busy dog owners segment, this could include helpful content about puppy boredom busters, or a guide on how much daily exercise is ideal for certain breeds. But why exactly is audience segmentation so important when creating and distributing content? Understanding the habits and preferences of an audience can help you target content directly to that specific group of people. For example, if you're looking to launch a new dog teeth cleaning gadget, and your website analytics reveal that young men are statistically more interested in buying dog gadgets than other demographics, this would suggest that you should target your content to this group. Another benefit is being able to pinpoint audience behavior and using this information to refine your marketing approach. Now that you know young men are interested in dog gadgets, you could research a step further and find out how often this segment walks their pets and at what time of the day. Try to answer, what social channels does this group use? What do they do with their free time? For example, people who enjoy the visual nature of a social media platform like Pinterest are likely to prefer different content to those who like to read and contribute to forums. All this information can provide value when it comes to creating tailored content for this group. To get insights into what people search for, try free online tools like Answer the Public and Keyword Planner. You can utilize analytics features on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter to get a glimpse of audience demographics and behaviors. Experiment with a number of tools and compare results to get a more complete picture of who your audience is and how they behave online. Finally, don't forget to talk to people. It may be easy to forget in this online world, but connecting with people face-to-face can yield some truly unique insights into who they are and what they need. To wrap up, here are some questions for you to contemplate. Why is audience segmentation so important in content marketing? How can it help brands when creating and distributing content? Content, and which tools can you explore to
With so many businesses operating online, standing out from the crowd is essential. Content marketing is a great way to help you attract your audience's attention. In this lesson, we'll look at why content marketing is important and how you can use it to engage with your audience. We'll also introduce some best practices to help you create your own content marketing campaigns. Content marketing is based on the creation and sharing of online material, like videos, blogs, and social media posts. It's designed to generate interest in a company's products or services by capturing people's attention. It can also help to increase sales by directing traffic to your website, boost awareness of your brand, and build trust and recognition amongst your audience. Let's journey back to the days before the web, when TV, print, and radio dominated. Two-way interaction wasn't possible between brands and customers, and audiences received advertising messages whether they wanted them or not. These days, people can pick and choose when they engage, and content marketing allows businesses to connect with their audiences like never before. Imagine you run a dog walking business and want to use content marketing to increase awareness of the company and drive more traffic to your website. To achieve this, you could publish engaging content about dogs on your website's blog and promote it across the company's social media platforms to increase readership. Great content campaigns are based on understanding who you're writing for. The more you know about your audience and share their passions, as well as their pains, the easier it will be to engage with them on a personal level. Try considering the challenges or pain points your customers face, and then tailor your content to these insights. For example, for the dog walking business, pain points for customers could include a lack of time, bad weather, or simply wanting to keep their pet happy. Next, let's cover some effective content marketing practices. The key to success is creating a content marketing campaign that accomplishes 3 things. 1. Answering your audience's questions. 2. Providing something of value. And 3. Keeping them wanting more. Here are a few. Online content can take lots of different forms, from case studies and ebooks to infographics, images and video clips. Each of these different formats comes with its own benefits, whether it's to inspire, educate or entertain. In this lesson, we will explore popular content formats and explain how to choose formats based on the specific needs of your audience. Whatever format you choose, the purpose of content is always the same: to connect with your audience. This audience, in turn, will engage, share, learn, and perhaps even convert into customers. Let's start by exploring some popular content formats. Blogs are typically published as a subsection of an existing website and can include original content or guest-authored content. Writing unique, quality blog posts can help increase publicity and give you interesting content to share across other channels, like social media. Infographics are informative and a great way to present knowledge visually. They work well online thanks to their eye-catching format and can help present complex or unusual content in a creative way. Ebooks are educational, easy-to-read guides focused on a specific topic. This format provides readers with practical content and will help you stand out as an expert in your field. Videos can include anything from product demonstrations to tutorials and customer testimonials. They allow brands to create engaging, entertaining, and useful content that can be consumed on the go. There are many other content formats to consider, including press releases, webinars, reviews, and case studies. To explore even more content formats, please check out the additional links provided at the end of this topic. Successful content doesn't have to go viral or reach millions of people. Focus on creating content tailored to your audience and design it so that it moves customers towards a specific goal or action. Now that you're familiar with different formats, the next step is to consider the main goal of your content. In content marketing, there are typically 4 main purposes of content, which are to entertain, to inspire, to educate, and to convince. Let's take a look at how to match different content formats to your content goals. Meet Amber. Amber runs a dog grooming business and is looking to create a content strategy to help boost her online presence. To entertain her audience, she decides to publish funny video clips of dogs doing tricks over social media. To inspire, she plans to create a forum space on her website where people can post their questions and get insights from both her and other pet owners. To educate her audience, she shares blog posts, including top tips on dog care and dog nutrition. To convince people to use her services, she'll share testimonials from happy customers, as well as ebooks to showcase her knowledge in specialist grooming skills. In your own business scenario, consider how certain formats are best paired with specific content goals. For example, if your goal is to educate, then guides, ebooks, and infographics would be the ideal formats. Whereas If your goal was to entertain, a better format choice would be quizzes or competitions. When assessing which content formats are the right fit for your goals, think about the ones you can easily produce yourself and consider recruiting assistants for those you can't. Identify the purpose of your content and then select the formats best suited to that goal. Finally, when designing your content, remember to consider your audience and address their specific needs in a format that will wow them. With so many businesses operating online, standing out from the crowd is essential. Content marketing is a great way to help you attract your audience's attention. In this lesson, we'll look at why content marketing is important and how you can use it to engage.
When it comes to creating content, there are some key differences between writing for online audiences and offline audiences. In this lesson, we'll cover some best practices for content copywriting, as well as explore tools to help you choose engaging topics for your audience. Reading habits can vary a lot between online and offline content, with factors like style, length, and structure all having a big impact when it comes to writing for different channels. To capture your online audience's attention, you'll need to adapt the way you approach writing. For example, while reading a long article in a newspaper could be enjoyable, reading multi-page articles online are more likely to be frustrating. This is because as online readers, we are constantly flooded with information, so our need to multitask and consume online data quickly and efficiently has left us with shorter attention spans. Keeping this in mind, here are a few best practices for successful content writing. Start with a good hook that clearly explains to the reader what they can expect. A great hook or opening sentence is important to draw people in. This could be a statistic like 60% of people say owning a dog makes them happier. Or a question like, are you up to date with the latest in puppy fashion? Make sure that as you're writing, you always keep your target audience in mind and focus on what you can offer them. Try to read your content through their eyes, and don't be too salesy. You want to engage your audience, not bombard them with too many sales messages. Another valuable tip is to incorporate a call to action, or CTA. CTAs are short statements designed to entice a website visitor to take a specific action, so you should make them as creative and persuasive as possible. It could be "Start now" or "Sign up today." Tailor your CTA to your strategy and make sure it helps you achieve your objectives. Creating content regularly means it can be tough to stay inspired, so here are a few ways to come up with engaging topics. Try researching your competitors to see what topics they cover. As you research, keep a list of potential topics and refer back to it when it's time to brainstorm new content. In addition, tools like Answer the Public allow you to type in a specific subject or key term and receive a list of some of the most searched queries involving those words. This is great for creating content topics that respond to real user demand. Other tools to help you get an idea of how popular a topic is include Search Console, which can help you see terms people use to find your website, and Keyword Planner, which shows you how many people search for a specific term. Finally, make sure you're consistent in your writing style, so that when readers read your content, they immediately associate your brand or business voice with it. A clear and recognizable tone of voice will help to establish a relationship with your audience and differentiate you from competitors. Try writing down the attributes you want readers to associate with your brand, such as honesty and enthusiasm, and always write with these qualities in mind. To wrap up, consider how writing styles differ between online and offline. Review our top tips for writing for an online audience, and consider how you can tap into online resources to get inspiration for new content ideas. While it may be tempting to focus on creating as much exciting content as possible, it's important to regularly sit down and review your goals. This ensures the time you are spending on your content is time well spent. In this lesson, we'll explore tools and software that can help measure the success of your content marketing, as well as identify key metrics to help you improve your campaigns. Whether your target is to increase sales or to spread the word about your business, if you don't monitor your progress against your goals, it'll be hard to know if what you're doing works. To start, identify your goals and objectives and make sure they're measurable and trackable. For example, perhaps you wish to increase your YouTube channel subscribers by 200 people this quarter, or see a 10% increase in page views on your blog per month. Once you've identified your goals, it'll be easier to track what you set out to achieve. Next, let's explore specific metrics that can help you improve your content marketing. Consider where your visitors are located, their age and gender demographics, how long they spend on a specific web page, and what they search for when they land on your site. Here's how this would look for an actual business. The Dog Diner produces premium dog food. To help achieve their goal of increasing product sales, they write fun, engaging blog posts and share them on social media. Some of the metrics they could track are the number of page views the blog receives, the number of transactions made on the site, and the number of visitors that come from their website from social media channels. Try comparing your metrics to previous results, such as last month's blog posts, or the number of online transactions made during the last quarter. Tracking against past results will give you a clearer indication of whether new strategies are truly successful. Now let's explore some of the online tools available to help measure the success of a content marketing strategy. Many social media platforms provide detailed information about the people who follow or subscribe to business accounts. This includes gender, age, and location, as well as which posts receive the most engagement. Such data can give you an indication of which content is the most effective at meeting your goals and which provides you with the best return on your investment. Now that the Dog Diner has executed their content marketing campaign and have identified the important metrics to track, they need to understand how to use this information. Here's an example of how to draw insights from the metrics gathered. The Dog Diner team has published 2 blog posts, one on dog food ingredients and the second on dog walking. Their Google Analytics account revealed that the first post had 200 views, with users spending on average 30 seconds on the page. In comparison, the dog walking post acquired 1,000 views, with users spending an average of 90 seconds on the page. From this data, the dog diner understands that blogs about dog walking are more popular with their audience and can focus on that topic when developing content in the future. Analytics can also show them where their readers are coming from, such as from social media or a search engine, and how many of their readers made a purchase after reading a blog post. By looking at the data available, they could refine their content marketing strategy as they go, ensuring they meet the company goals and objectives.
I'm Otto Rosenberger. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Hostelworld. It's a global online travel agent focused on hostels. When we talked to our customers, we found out that many people do not know how great and wonderful a modern hosteling experience is. The goal and the objective of our content marketing campaigns is how we reach a broader audience and change perceptions. What we needed to do is bring this hostel experience to the forefront in an engaging way. The 50 Cent campaign, where we took 50 Cent into a hostel, was a tremendous success. We generated more than 24 million completed views, and our engagement across social media platforms probably doubled in the period where we did this campaign. So the Hostelworld 50 Cent content marketing campaign was the most successful one we did to date, and we're certainly looking forward to doing more of those type of campaigns in the future.
Take some time now to think about the analytics tools at your disposal and consider which metrics could help you measure the success of your content marketing campaign.
Let's face it, creating good content can be time-consuming, so you want to make sure as many people as possible enjoy it. In this lesson, we'll look at different ways to promote your content, how to create a content marketing calendar, as well as ways to increase visibility through owned, earned, and paid channels. Did you know some bloggers recommend you spend as much time promoting your content as you do writing it? With so many people online at any one time, making sure you're promoting content well is essential to helping reach a larger audience. Imagine if Ryan, a pet toy store owner, just spent a lot of time and effort creating an entertaining content piece about how to teach old dogs new tricks. After all that work, he wants to make sure it will be seen by as much of his target audience as possible, which is where promotion can help. For Ryan, the key to his content promotion strategy is understanding where his audience spends their time online. Is his audience on Pinterest? Instagram? Do his customers watch videos on YouTube, or do they prefer to browse blogs? Understanding how his audience consumes content will help him get his strategy right. Before you start creating a content promotion plan, it's important to consider the channels available. Identifying channels by owned, earned, and paid categories is a great place to start. For Ryan, owned refers to the marketing channels he manages, for example, his website, blog, and social media profiles. Promoting content over owned channels is a great starting point because it's a typically flexible and low-cost option. Earned channels refers to anything that's picked up by a third party, such as another pet care blogger that shares Ryan's content. Earned channels can boost the reach of content and add credibility. Finally, paid channels refer to the promotion you pay for. This can allow you to target campaigns to a specific audience based on your goals and budgets. Ryan could invest in advertising his blog post over social media and reach more potential readers who regularly browse those channels. Once you know which channels you promote your content through, it's time to create a content calendar. A content calendar is a detailed timeline that organises your content marketing activity. By clearly outlining what to publish and when, it can help make your content process consistent and efficient, as well as gives everyone involved a clear action plan to follow. Here are some tips to get you started on your own content calendar. Make it achievable. Your content calendar should include realistic timeframes. If it's not achievable, you'll fall behind schedule and your content won't reach its full potential. Highlight key dates. Things like public holidays or relevant events are great for releasing seasonal content. Consider multiple channels. Think about how a variety of marketing channels, such as a blog and social media, can work together to promote your content marketing campaign. Remember the audience. Clearly define your audience at each stage of the calendar. If you segment your audience, specify which group you're targeting. Explore online tools. There's a variety of free and paid tools available to help you create a calendar, publish content to social media accounts, or collaborate on content with your team. These tools can save you time by automating some of the content creation and distribution process. Now that we've covered how to promote your content online, think about which channels would work best for your business or brand, and consider how a content calendar can maximize the effectiveness of your content marketing campaign. With so many businesses operating online, standing out from the crowd is essential. Content marketing is a great way to help you attract your audience's attention. In this lesson, we'll look at why content marketing is important and how you can use it to engage with your audience. We'll also introduce some best practices to help you create your own content marketing campaigns. Content marketing is based on the creation and sharing of online material, like videos, blogs, and social media posts. It's designed to generate interest in a company's products or services by capturing people's attention. It can also help to increase sales by directing traffic to your website, boost awareness of your brand, and build trust and recognition amongst your audience. Let's journey back to the days before the web, when TV, print, and radio dominated. Two-way interaction wasn't possible between brands and customers, and audiences received advertising messages whether they wanted them or not. These days, people can pick and choose when they engage, and content marketing allows businesses to connect with their audiences like never before. Imagine you run a dog walking business and want to use content marketing to increase awareness of the company and drive more traffic to your website. To achieve this, you could publish engaging content about dogs on your website's blog and promote it across the company's social media platforms to increase readership. Great content campaigns are based on understanding who you're writing for. The more you know about your audience and share their passions, as well as their pains, the easier it will be to engage with them on a personal level. Try considering the challenges or pain points your customers face, and then tailor your content to these insights. For example, for the dog walking business, pain points for customers could include a lack of time, bad weather, or simply wanting to keep their pet happy. Next, let's cover some effective content marketing practices. The key to success is creating a content marketing campaign that accomplishes 3 things. 1. Answering your audience's questions. 2. Providing something of value. And 3. Keeping them wanting more. Here are a few best practices to keep in mind as you put together your own strategy. Take the time to get to know your audience better. Look at which accounts they follow on social media to get a sense of their likes and interests. Experiment to find the best type of content for reaching your audience, and don't be afraid to use multiple formats. Choose the right places to publish your content and make sure you're talking directly to your audience. Throw away the business speak and stock responses and prioritize natural language to interact with your audience. Make your content unique, interesting, and exciting. Use engaging headlines, eye-catching pictures, and informative language to capture your audience's attention. By keeping these pointers in mind when creating a content marketing strategy, you can boost your potential reach and strengthen your presence online.
Content marketing is an important part of our online strategy. It helps us to engage with customers, to make sure that we're kind of listening to what they want, and then also giving them ideas for how they may use our products in the future. Some of our business is quite seasonal, so Mother's Day, Valentine's Day and Christmas are obvious calendar events. We share blog articles, for example, around those calendar events. Nice pieces of value-added content that's of interest to our customer base. We then use content marketing to promote our products at other occasions. We might do an article on the idea to send cupcakes for an anniversary or to celebrate an exam success. Since we started to build our content marketing, we've absolutely seen an increase. It's self-fulfilling, so you'll get lots more traffic visits, you'll get lots more return and repeat, and also you'll get recommendation.
When starting to write your own content marketing strategy, remember the 3 keys to success mentioned earlier. Focus on answering your audience's needs, create content they'll find valuable, and keep them engaged so that they'll visit you in the future for more content. Now, try brainstorming how content marketing can be used to engage your audience online, and consider what goals it could help you achieve.
Hello. Online marketing has made it easier than ever for businesses like yours to think beyond borders and take your place in the global marketplace. Now, we're going to look at international marketing. We'll show you how to find the right international markets for your business and share some practical and cultural tips. Let's hear from Adrian on how digital advertising helped him open up his online business to the world.
It became very obvious very quickly that I was getting lots of inquiries from different places in the world, and suddenly this business that I thought was going to be a very British-centric summertime wedding speech writing business was actually 52 weeks of the year and global. Very quickly I started getting inquiries from the west coast of America, from the east coast of America, from the middle of nowhere in Canada, from Asia, and then I started sectioning the ad groups off, so I was running a set of ads that would work better in America and Australia and New Zealand and South Africa, targeting them more, changing the bids, changing the daily limits. Every little territory is being handled. I've got this international global business from my little room in Sussex.
Let's say you have a vintage record shop with a stellar reputation. Your high-end equipment and expertise have helped you stand out and attract an elite customer base. Business is good, but you want to reach more of those customers. You've eyed some of the markets abroad and reckon it would be a good move to sell your products in Europe and beyond. So, where do you start? Well, first, you need to learn about the target market in each area you're considering and find out how best to reach them. For instance, with digital advertising, look at search traffic, competition, and pricing. This will give you a clear view of your potential markets, so you can decide where your products will be well received. You can use search trend reports, geographic data in your web analytics, and marketing insight tools to help determine which markets will be best placed to start expanding your business. Once you know where you want to go, you may need to overcome language barriers. How do you communicate and market to customers and prospects without losing anything in translation? You might need to translate and localize your website's content. But automated translation services are rarely 100% accurate. So it's probably a good idea to have a native speaker who can help you confirm the content has the right tone. Your new customers and prospects from different cultures and languages will need to communicate with you too. Be ready from the start with a plan to support those customer service needs. Next, think about your infrastructure and the systems you'll need to properly support your expansion into international markets. Don't forget about packaging considerations for fragile components, VAT, and any legal or regulatory issues. Once that's resolved, it's time to review your e-commerce and payment solutions. Now, although many e-commerce systems are able to set up multinational transactions, you'll have to customize payment options and other settings. We'll discuss this further in a later video. Even with great cross-border e-commerce systems, you'll still want to think ahead to the next step, getting your products to your new international customers. What's required to ship and deliver your orders? What about refunds, customer service and support? Marketing to new customers in international markets is an exciting prospect and one that could expand your business tremendously. Mapping out your plan in advance sets the stage for success. So, are you ready to fully explore international expansion? In the next videos, we'll explain how to research and validate the market for your product in new countries. Then we'll help you handle translation and localization and discuss the infrastructure and support you'll need. Finally, we'll go over adapting your e-commerce and delivery processes for an international market. Stay tuned and your business will be positioned for success in these exciting new markets. Hi, you've come to the right place to start the process of expanding your business into new countries. But before you start selling your products or services abroad, it's really important to decide which countries make sense for you. Which markets have the most demand for what your businesses offer? Do some pose legal or logistical challenges that you need to be aware of? We'll walk you through how analytics and tools can help you decide which markets offer the biggest opportunities for you. Let's say you've got an online shop selling hard-to-find vintage records. Business has been going really well at home in the UK, so you're starting to wonder if expanding into new markets could be your next big step forward. The question is, where? from Portugal to Finland and Ireland to France, there are some markets where your products could be a hit and others where you'd be less likely to find success. Fortunately, there are lots of tools you can use to gauge the situation in advance. You could start by looking at Google's Market Finder. This free tool allows you to quickly analyse search traffic on keywords that are important to your business. For example, where do people do a lot of searches for vintage records? Countries that show a lot of search traffic for terms like these could be markets with lots of demand for your products. On the other hand, countries that don't tend to generate a lot of searches for these terms probably aren't your best bet. By using Google Market Finder, you can make more informed decisions about where to invest in expanding your business. Now, once you've found some countries that do a lot of searching for your products, use tools like Google's Keyword Planner or Bing's Keyword Research Tool to find out how much competition there is for search ads. This will help you know whether you're entering a market with few competitors or whether you're entering an already crowded space. Another handy tool is Web Analytics. Whether you're using Google Analytics or any of the other common analytics tools, you can check whether people in other markets are already showing interest in your business. For example, imagine you've only shipped your products within the UK so far. You might notice that you're getting a lot of website visitors from France. They're browsing your website and learning all about you, only to realise they can't buy your products yet. This could give you an insight that you might have a customer base waiting for you in France. So, we've looked at tools to help you understand market demand and competition. Of course, there are some other considerations you should take into account when deciding which markets to focus on. For example, some countries may pose more legal, regulatory or tax issues than others. You'll want to get an idea of this before you start investing in a project to expand your business. Some markets may seem appealing to you on paper, but doing some research into these kinds of issues will help you avoid any nasty surprises. Fortunately, many governments have websites where you can find resources to help you answer these questions. So let's recap. Expanding your business into a new market could be a great way to grow. But before you jump straight in, use online tools to help you understand where there's a strong demand for your products. Then make sure you're not wandering into any legal or regulatory issues by doing some background research first. Once you've done that, you're well on your way to growing your business in a new market. Hey there. Have you been thinking about marketing your products or services to potential customers who live in other regions and speak other languages? If you have, you've probably wondered how to take that first step. This is where translated and localized content comes in. In this video, we'll explain the difference between translation and localization and how to do it right. Imagine you own a vintage record shop that specialises in rock and roll vinyl and you're ready to sell your products to customers in other markets. Well, you've done your homework and you think that Italy and France would be great places to sell your products. Start thinking about the countries you want to market to. So, how will French and Italian customers discover your products? Through advertising, through search engines and social networks? Well, the chances are it will be a combination. To help your website appeal to customers in different countries, you need to think about two things: translation and localization. Translation is the process of changing your content from one language to another. After all, when potential customers in new markets find your website, you want them to be able to understand what it says. But simply translating content might not be enough. Words and phrases that work in an Italian market may not resonate with a French audience. Localization is the process that makes locals feel like you speak their language. For example, you might want to make sure your translated website reflects that region's units of measure, currency and addresses. You might want to change the website navigation. You might even change specific cultural references so it feels more local to the customers that you're marketing to. It seems like a fair bit to think about, but there are many companies and freelancers out there who specialise in exactly this type of work. Once your site is translated and localised, it's worth the effort to have a native speaker review the work. So, to sum up, branching out of your home market is an important step for growing your business. Translating and localising your website can help potential customers find you and understand what you have to offer. Hi. If you're planning to expand your business into a new market, you'll need a plan to help you advertise effectively in a new country. It's possible that customers in a new market will find you through organic search results or through word of mouth. but investing in advertising can help get your name out there much faster. Let's take a look at search advertising, display advertising, and advertising on social media, and also how they can work well together. Let's go back to our vintage record store example. If you're planning to expand your business from the UK to Germany, you'll probably want to get your website translated and localized into German. That way, when people search for terms like vintage records in German, they might come across your website and become your new customers. But if you want to get your business in front of lots more potential customers, it's a good idea to advertise. Advertising on search results is a great way to get in front of people who are already looking for products like yours. If you're already doing this in your home country, well, great. Just translate and adapt your keywords and ads. Then make sure your ads point people to a landing page that's written in the local language. Now, if you're wondering which keywords are commonly searched for in your new market, try using a tool like Google's Keyword Planner or Bing's Keyword Research Tool. These tools can tell you which keywords are popular, as well as other useful information like how much they cost and how many competitors you're likely to face. But what about the people who aren't already searching for your products? Remember, when you expand into a new market, people are unlikely to be familiar with your business already. Display advertising and social media are two great ways to raise awareness. You could start by advertising on the website that your audience is visiting. So if there's a popular site where music lovers in Germany go to discuss their favourite records, this could be a perfect place to show your ads. If you need a little help, check out tools like the Google Display Planner. They can provide detailed info about where your audience is spending their time online. What about Germans on social media? Well, it's a good idea to research which social media sites they're using. Is it Facebook and Twitter, or are there other popular networks? Maybe even ones unique to Germany. Once you have this information, you'll be able to use social networks to advertise to Germans who are really interested in vintage records. By using a combination of advertising options, you'll set yourself up to win customers in your new market. Okay, so let's say you've started to get some traction with customers in your new market. You could now gear your advertising to continue engaging with them and build loyalty. Email marketing is a great way to keep in touch with interested customers over the long term. You could send updates when you have new records in stock or special promotions. You could also try retargeting. This lets you advertise to people who have visited your website already based on the things that they did there. So you can show ads to people who are interested in your business and encourage them to come back to your site. If someone reads your blog twice a month, they're obviously interested in vintage records. So try using retargeting ads to convince them to buy. We've covered a lot, so let's recap. When you expand into a new market, customers probably don't know about your business yet, so you want to do some advertising. You can use lots of different forms of advertising, all working together. Search ads are great for growing your business in a new market, while display ads, social media ads, email and retargeting can also play a valuable role. Hi. No matter where your company is physically located, you can expand to other regions or countries with the click of a button. Now that marketing tools have made international advertising campaigns so much easier, it's tempting to dive right in. But before you do, stop and think about how you can best serve your new clientele. In this video, we'll look at technical capabilities, managing your supply chain, and what local rules or regulations you may need to follow. Addressing these details will help reduce risks and identify potential issues before you're too far down the line. First, you might want to check how your website performs in the countries where you want to sell products. Some regions may have slower internet connection speeds. Make sure your web pages can load and your site works well in the places where you want to sell. Next, look at your supply chain and make sure you're able to deliver your products to all far corners where you want to sell them. Don't forget to review all taxes and laws affecting businesses in these markets. Local government agencies should be able to provide this information, and they usually offer consulting services to help you figure out what you need to know about the market that you plan to export to. Remember, you want your customers to be able to reach you no matter where they are. An easy way to start is to provide customer support via email and contact forms on your website. At some point, you should probably establish a way to communicate beyond just your website, like through a telephone line. If you use a toll-free number or free phone number, make sure it's properly formatted so that customers in other countries can easily call you. Now, think about how a customer would interact with your business, starting from discovering your products and services, all the way through to placing an order. Do you need to make any adjustments to your processes to keep things running smoothly? Reviewing your business processes, especially supply chain management, will play an important part in your success. Say you own a vintage record shop in the UK and you want to sell your products in Portugal. Managing your supply chain might include sourcing local suppliers, factoring in shipping supplies, and determining the most effective way of getting the product to the customer in Lisbon. Let's imagine you've just received an order for 2,000 vinyl records that have to be delivered in 2 weeks, but you don't have the full quantity in your local inventory. Given the rapid turnaround time, receiving the remainder of the order, repackaging the products, and shipping to the customer in less than 2 weeks sounds like a risky proposition. So, in this case, you might decide that you need to source from a local supplier. As you look to expand your business into global markets, you'll also need to explore local laws and regulations for doing business in each target area. Beyond any cultural barriers, these legal hurdles can pose challenges in expanding into certain regions or countries. Look at the tax requirements and import and export restrictions for your products and services. Some countries have agreements that may impact tax collection, and additional customs or tariffs could affect your bottom line. The way your business is incorporated may also make a difference in your ability to operate across borders. Some countries may require you to register with proper authorities in order to sell there. So to recap, make sure your business is accessible to new customers. Examine your supply chain processes and how they'll work across borders. Research legal and governmental regulations that affect doing business. Expanding your markets into new regions and countries may seem like a lot of work, but taking these steps will ensure you're properly set up for success. Hi, welcome to our video about the technical side of expanding your online business into other countries. We'll show you how to think beyond your home turf and give you a checklist to help make sure your website, e-commerce system and payment process are friendly to international visitors. Imagine you own a vintage record shop in Brighton. Your reputation has spread and you're starting to get some inquiries from international collectors. There's never been a better time to take your online sales global. Let's have a look at what you need to do to succeed. Step 1. Language and localization. We have an entire lesson with tons of details, but here's the basics. If you're growing into an area that primarily speaks another language, you'll need to translate your site and have it done by a native speaker, not a machine. Along the same lines is localization, also covered in more depth elsewhere. Essentially, this refers to making sure things like forms where customers submit information or inquiries is compatible with, let's say, the ways other countries write addresses or phone numbers. Okay, moving on to step 2, payments. Different countries have different preferred payment methods, so you'll need to investigate each to include them in your target markets. Online payment services like PayPal and WorldPay may be an easy solution, since they work worldwide. Remember that some customers may not have access to credit cards and so will prefer to use these services, or even their debit cards. Also, look into using an e-commerce system that adapts for different currencies and taxes, helping your customers pay without having to think about exchange rates and additional tax. When customers don't have to make these calculations themselves, they're much more likely to buy. Finally, step 3, review. Take some time to go over your entire site from the point of view of an international visitor. Look at the site objectively and run through the process a visitor from your target market would take to make a purchase or to engage with you. Is it a clear path? Are there familiar terms and formats, currencies, payment methods? If everything's ready, congratulations. But make sure you come back on a regular basis and check that everything's working as it should be. Being able to advertise to customers from international markets is a potentially lucrative opportunity. Making your website friendly to visitors, wherever they're from, will help remove any barriers to sales. Hi, welcome to our video about the technical side of Hi, in this video we'll explain the process of international product deliveries, how to choose shipping partners and the importance of post-sales customer service and support. Now, if you've ever made an online purchase, you've experienced product delivery or order fulfillment in action. From the customer perspective, you simply visit a website, select a product, give the merchant your payment and shipping information, then wait for your order to arrive. Afterwards, if you have any issues, you contact the business for assistance. As a business, you'll follow a similar process as you expand into international markets. But now you've got borders to deal with, currencies to exchange, possible returns to handle, and more customers to support. Imagine ordering a product from a business in another country, but you receive the wrong item. What happens if you're unable to communicate with the business or you're unable to return it back across borders? You'd be quite an unhappy customer. As a business owner, you can avoid this scenario with proper preparation. Let's look at some things to consider for international deliveries. Let's say you own a vintage record shop. The new reissue of the Beatles' Revolver on vinyl has become so popular there's a run on orders. Let's have a look at your inventory and supply chain process. You'll want to monitor demand and ensure your products are adequately stocked so you can fulfill orders as they come in. And as your orders are received, they'll need to be shipped in a timely manner according to the promised delivery dates. Have you thought about your ability to ship and the time and costs involved? Shipping across borders may involve extra costs that you'll need to factor into your pricing model. Now, let's think about shipping partners. Not all shipping companies have access to all markets, so you'll want to partner with a reliable cross-border shipping company or agency. Some cross-border shipping partners may have better access to certain markets, as well as the ability to collect and pay import or custom taxes on your behalf. Your shipping company, or companies if needed, can also advise you on packaging and labelling for shipping across borders. Be sure to explore all your options. Reliable shipping partners can truly drive your success when orders are shipped accurately and received in a timely manner. Even when a customer has successfully received his order, the merchant's job isn't finished. This post-sales period can be a crucial time for your business as you try to cultivate this one-time customer into a loyal, repeat buyer. What happens if your customers in other markets need to return or exchange their goods? How will your business handle exchanges? How will you process refunds? It's really important to provide clear, upfront instructions to your customers about policies and processes involved in refunds or exchanges. No matter where they're located, customers expect prompt and friendly service. You can provide support online or via the telephone, but either way, you want your customers to be able to contact you directly. As you put these processes in place, be mindful not only of language differences, but possible cultural differences as well, so that you provide the best possible customer service during and after a sale. To sum up, before offering product delivery to international customers, think about your inventory and supply chain, cross-border shipping and customer support, no matter what their location. When you take the time to properly adapt your process, you'll be setting up your business for international success.
you.